Welcome to the Vulcan Athletic Hall of Fame ceremony as we recognize the class of 2026, our Distinguished Service Award recipient, and the honoree of the Michael Duda Award for Athletic Achievement. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate these outstanding athletes, coaches, and alumni. My name is Dr. Karen Herpy, Director of Athletics at California, and it will be my pleasure, along with Matt Kiefer, our Director of Athletic Communication, to serve as your host for today. So let's begin by meeting our honorees. The first is Mick Fennell, baseball. One of the most dynamic players in program history, Mick Fennell starred as a two-way standout known for his impact as a leadoff hitter and pitcher. An All-American, he helped lead the Vulcans to continued success while establishing himself among the top players in NCAA Division II. Hall of Fame inductee, Mick Fennell. Lindsey Rykoff, softball. The most prolific power hitter in program history, Lindsey Rykoff set the standard at the plate during her career with the Vulcans. A multi-time All-American, she played a key role in leading California to back-to-back PSAC championships and a return to the NCAA National Championships. Hall of Fame inductee, Lindsey Rykoff. Alex Sagel, softball. One of the most accomplished pitchers in school history, Alex Sagel was a dominant force in the circle throughout her career. A three-time All-American and four-time PSAC Pitcher of the Year, she helped lead the Vulcans to back-to-back PSAC championships and an appearance in the NCAA National Championships. Hall of Fame inductee, Alex Sagel. Derek Yobi, men's soccer. A cornerstone of the men's soccer program, Derek Yobi was one of the top goalkeepers in the PSAC during his career. He played a key role in leading the Vulcans to a historic PSAC championship. Hall of Fame inductee, Derek Yobi. Alex Zanella Tuzico, women's cross country, track and field. A highly accomplished distance runner, Alex Zanella Tuzico helped elevate the women's cross country and track and field programs to new heights. An NCAA All-American and multi-time conference champion, she was instrumental in both individual and team success. Hall of Fame inductee, Alex Zanella Tuzico. Ed Alford, football. A standout from the Mon Valley, Ed Alford was a three-year starter who emerged as one of the top wide receivers in the PSAC during the late 1980s. A team captain and all-conference performer, he remains one of the most productive receivers of his era. Hall of Fame inductee, Ed Alford. Ed Denny, women's swimming coach. The founding head coach of California Women's Swimming, Ed Denny built the program into a consistent conference contender. Over nearly 2 decades, he mentored nearly 40 All-Americans and helped establish a lasting standard of excellence. Hall of Fame inductee, Ed Denny. Michael Demo DiMichela, Distinguished Service Award. A lifelong supporter of California football, Michael Demo DiMichela has dedicated decades of service to the program. His passion and commitment have left a lasting impact on generations of Vulcans. Hall of Fame inductee, Michael Demo DiMichela. Bill Cleary, Michael Duda Award for Athletic Achievement. One of the most accomplished coaches in Western Pennsylvania, Bill Cleary built a legacy of sustained success over more than 3 decades. His impact extends far beyond wins, shaping generations of student athletes and programs. The Michael Duda Award for Athletic Achievement, Bill Cleary. We're going to allow our Hall of Fame inductees to go to their seats, but one more round of applause for them. It is truly an honor to share this special day with you and your family and friends as we celebrate your accomplishments in sport and service to our university. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. John Anderson, President of Penn West University.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to campus. It is a pleasure to be with you here today as we celebrate the California Athletics Hall of Fame. This is always a special occasion. I look forward to it each year. Today we come together not only to recognize extraordinary athletic achievement, but to honor the dedication, perseverance, and pride that define what it means to be a Vulcan. Today we celebrate a two-way basketball standout whose impact on the field, both at the plate and on the mound, helped rewrite the record books and extended the professional ranks. We recognize two softball greats who played key roles in conference championships and a historic run in the national stage. One a power-hitting force at the plate and another a dominant pitcher whose consistency and excellence set her apart among the very best. We honor a men's soccer goalkeeper whose leadership and record-setting performances helped secure a conference championship and establish a standard of excellence for the program. Today we celebrate a distance runner whose achievements across cross-country, track and field, All-American honors, and multiple conference titles showcasing both athletic and academic excellence. And also who has a child here celebrating her, I guess. We recognize a football standout whose contributions as a wide receiver made him one of the most reliable and accomplished players of his era. And we honor a coach whose leadership built a women's swimming program, defined a championship success, All-American performances, and lasting impact on generations of student athletes. Each of these individuals represent the best of California athletics. They've inspired teammates, brought pride to the university, and shown us all what it means to push beyond limits. Their legacies will forever be enshrined in our history. We also have the privilege of presenting the Vulcan Distinguished Service Award to Michael DiMichela, whose decades of dedication, leadership, and unwavering support of Vulcan football exemplify the spirit of commitment and loyalty that defines this university community. In addition, we will present the Michael Duda Award for Athletic Achievement, an honor named after a dedicated educator, former president whose passion for athletics and education helped shape this institution. This award recognizes outstanding success in the field of athletics, and this year's recipient is truly deserving. To all of our inductees, we celebrate your achievements, your dedication, and your lasting impact that you have made to this fine institution. To all of you who are here supporting, your families, coaches, supporters, thank you for being here and being part of their journey. Your encouragement and belief helped make these accomplishments possible. Congratulations to our newest Hall of Fame members. You set the bar high, and your legacy will continue to inspire generations of student athletes to come. It is an honor to be with you. And I assure you, as we move forward to Penn West, California, that legacy that you leave will be part of our institution forever. And you'll be enshrined here for many generations to look up and look at and acknowledge the good work that you've done and inspire them to follow you. Thank you for being here. It's an honor to be with you, and we look forward to the celebration.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson. We will now take a brief pause in our program to enjoy our meal, and we will resume shortly. Thank you. We're going to continue on with the program now. Before we begin recognizing the class of 2026, I would like to take a moment to thank Gary Smith, who you see filming the event today, and Matt Kiefer for their work on the video presentations. Our Hall of Fame committee for selecting this outstanding class, our university advancement and athletic staff for organizing today's event, and all of you for being here to make this day so special for our inductees. Our first inductee from the 2026 class is Mick Fennell, baseball. A versatile and dynamic two-way, we can clap, yes. A versatile and dynamic two-way player, Mick Fennell was a catalyst for the Vulcans from 2013 to 16. As a left-handed leadoff hitter, he combined speed, power, and aggressiveness to consistently change the game while also contributing on the mound as both a starter and a reliever. An All-American, he ranked among the nation's leaders in triples and finished his career among the program's all-time leaders in runs and hits. Let's meet Mick Fennell.
Being able to get in on the first ballot, that makes it even cooler. You know, being able to do enough through college to stand out and get that recognition. You know, Coach Connie was the one to call me and let me know, and we've had a great relationship past playing, you know, been able to stay in touch with him. So thought it was just another conversation, and then he was the one able to break that news to me. Coach Connie was the one that took me on the visit, thought that the culture he had, kind of everything that he built in the program was kind of the mindset that I grew up with, you know, and the big deal breaker was the fact that he was willing to say, I'm going to give you that opportunity as a freshman to be a two-way player, because a lot of the other schools were saying we might want you to go more as a pitcher, might want you to go more as a hitter. And for me, that was a huge deciding factor of I didn't want to choose somewhere unless I had that opportunity to do both. I remember we're facing Millersville, who at the time was the #1 team in the nation, not only in the PSAC, but in the nation. And I was the PSAC West Player of the Year facing a 2-time Pitcher of the Year from Millersville there, and knew, okay, there's scouts in the stands. This is my chance to have an opportunity to show if I'm facing the best guy in the league, I can go toe-to-toe with him. And I led the game off with a triple. Danny McGrath ended up hitting me in. We take a 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning. Fast forward to the 9th inning, we end up down 22-3. And in my last at bat, I hit a ground ball back to the pitcher, a hard one-hopper. There was a guy at first, and if I would have jogged it out, it would have been a game-ending double play. And the way that I kind of was taught was put my head down no matter what and bust your butt down the line. And I ended up beating that out. We didn't end up winning, but I ended up scoring. And then a Cardinals scout came up to me after that game and wanted my information. And he said the most impressive part of that game wasn't your leadoff triple to start. It was the fact you were down 19 runs and you still put your head down and busted your butt like this was a tie game. Met my wife my first year of college, first day of college actually, and she was able to stay by my side through all the years of playing through college, all the years of playing through pro ball, and was there to support me all the way through that. My parents, you know, they helped me get the passion as a young kid. My dad was the one that really pushed baseball and did everything he could to give the best opportunity for myself, my brothers. My mom, she's the one that preparing the meals, being able to do the laundry, keep the pants clean, the jerseys clean. Coach Connie, he's one that definitely helped my baseball journey post high school, you know, being able to go on the visit there and see that this is the right fit. And I think his career at Cal helps justify, you know, the culture that he built. You know, he was there more than 10 years before me. He was there 10 years after me to this year. And being able to see a coach that he put his roots in right away. You know, you were going to Cal U knowing, okay, I'm playing for Coach Connie. If I want to put my roots in, I got 4 years to make this marathon happen. Had Coach Brunson, Coach Rabbi through college. My teammates are brotherhood of what you start, you know, it's a family by the time you leave there. And it's definitely a blessing to sit here and be able to be inducted into the Cal U Hall of Fame.
We would now like to invite Hall of Fame inductee Mick Fennell up to receive his award from Dr. Anderson. want to put that down or hold on to it? So my question for Mick, how did your experiences at California and playing for Coach Conti help prepare you for the transition to the Cardinals minor league system?
Yeah, I think having that experience going from college baseball to professional baseball and having someone like Coach Conti there for me was a huge part of my success. He's one that didn't only bring the experience of being a coach, but he was also one that had experience of being a professional player. So I was able to pick his mind, learn from him, and be able to prepare myself the best that I could from that transition from college baseball to professional baseball. He was also my coach for 4 years. So my development from freshman year all the way until my senior year, he had a huge part in that, and being able to have him in my corner for sure was a blessing and helped prepare me from that step to college to professional baseball. For California in itself, I think the experience that I had at California here helped prepare me for life after baseball more than anything. Came here, if you were to ask 18-year-old Mick Fennell, hey, what are you going to school for? I would have said, I'm coming to play baseball, and we'll figure out the school stuff later. I was able to graduate with a degree in sports management, and now that the playing career is over, my brother and I were able to have baseball businesses in the Pittsburgh area where I'm able to stay in the sport that I love. So that's something that I'm able to look back on at Cal U and be grateful for, that we have teams, we have instruction, we have camps, we have clinics where we're able to make our living in baseball. And I want to say, out of our teams, we have 7 different coaches that went to California and played for Coach Conti. So being able to look at that brotherhood, that family, and be able to give others that opportunity to continue in their baseball journey past playing into coaching is truly a blessing. So many different hidden blessings through the time here at Cal U. As I mentioned in the video, met my wife first day at college. She was huge support from day one through college, through professional ball, and to this day. She works with me and my brother and our business, our baseball business. Parents, they were always there supporting, doing everything they could through the youth, through high school, into college to this day. And then most importantly, just want to thank God being able to be on this stage 10 years after graduating, being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Very grateful, very honored to be up here, and just want to say thank you to the committee and congrats to all other nominees out here today. It's truly a blessing to be up here.
It was an honor and a privilege to coach Mick at Cal U, and he did such wonderful things for our program. His success was driven by his passion for the game, which he loved it day in and day out. He had a great knowledge and understanding of what he wanted to do as a player and how that fit into the things we did in our program. And he had a great talent for pitching, hitting, fielding, and base running. I'm very proud of the work that Mick has done in his career after he left Cal U. He reached his dream of being drafted, and then he went on to run a very successful youth baseball program where he does lessons and runs different travel teams. I'm honored that both of my sons are aligned with Mick's baseball program, and that keeps our families close, and for that, I am very blessed. Congratulations, Mick. Enjoy it.
Our next inductee from the 2026 class is Lindsay Rykoff, softball. Lindsay Rykoff established herself as the most prolific power hitters in program history during her career from 2013 to 16. A multi-time All-American and 4-time All-Conference selection, she set the school record with 51 career home runs. Rykoff played a key role in leading the Vulcans to back-to-back PSAC championships and a return to the NCAA National Championships. Let's hear from Lindsay Rykoff.
So when I originally saw his name pop up on the screen, my first thought was like, oh God, what could this be? And then he told me, and I was so honored and ecstatic. I had some great moments playing at Cal and some great team and individual accomplishments, but that was definitely one of my proudest moments. All I wanted to do was hang up and call my dad. So I come from a really athletic family. Both of my parents played collegiate sports and they were gym teachers. My dad taught the high school team growing up and my mom was his assistant. So they're the ones that really helped me fall in love with the game. So cliche, but Jenny Finch, I saw her on TV and I think within the next week I was walking around the grocery store mimicking her pitching motion, and I think my mom or my dad, I don't know who it was, said to me, oh, you want to play? And I was like, yeah. So Coach Mo, when she was still there, she was my pitching instructor growing up, my dad had a pitching clinic for years as I was growing up as a kid, and somehow I got hooked up with her. She was my instructor. So I knew her, and that was like a familiarity. Actually, Cal wasn't one of my first choices. When it came time to decide, I was between them and Bucknell, and it took quite a while to come to that decision, but I went up to Cal to see a game, and I just saw Coach B and the players with the intensity on the field, and I immediately was like, yep, I want to be a part of that. Our 2015 team, it was just such a tight-knit group of girls. I think we would have literally gone to war for each other in full seriousness. No matter that situation, we were able to make anything a good time or a competition, whether that be in practice, off the field, on the field, wherever we were. It was just chaos always. And I think that helped us become really close, and then able just to compete at a high level because we were so close and understood each other. It also had a lot to do with our senior leadership, Bree and Shelby Hyde at the time. They both knew how to win and understood what it took because they had been there for so long. And then the freshman class with Emily, Jackie, Haley, they were just an elite group of players that came in and they meshed so seamlessly with everyone. Their personalities, they were a perfect fit, and they had the immediate impacts that we needed. So then by the time nationals came around, we were just firing on all cylinders, feeding off one another's success. We were playing with such a drive and determination that we literally did not see losing as an option. First, Coach B, thank you for allowing me to be the player I was and the person I am today. Without you pushing me to be better every day, I would not be where I am. At times I thought you were absolutely crazy, but as I look back, I realized that you were preparing us for life, making us earn every ounce of success and teaching us that nothing is easy. My teammates, thank you guys. I couldn't have done it without you. Playing with such a phenomenal group of women on and off the field made every day easy. Lastly, I would like to thank my family for providing me with the tools and support necessary for a successful career and professional career as well. And then a special thank you to my dad for spending countless hours in the batting cage, throwing front toss, or sitting on a bucket, chasing the balls as I threw them behind you pitching. Those are some memories that I will cherish forever.
We would now like to invite Hall of Fame inductee Lindsay Rykoff forward to receive her award from Dr. Anderson. Lindsay, what does it mean to you to still hold the single season and career home run records a decade after your playing career?
Yeah, it's a great honor my records still hold today. It just fills me with a lot of great pride and joy to know that all the hard work I put in to the game still means something to this day. It's also a reminder of the success we had as a team and how my teammates were behind me, pushing me to be the best player that I could be. So thank you guys, and thank you everyone.
Our next inductee is Alex Sagal, softball. Alex Sagal was one of the most dominant pitchers to ever compete in the PSAC during her career from 2013 to 16. A 3-time All-American and 4-time PSAC Pitcher of the Year, she ranks among the program's all-time leaders in wins and strikeouts. Sagal helped lead the Vulcans to multiple conference championships and a memorable run to the NCAA National Championship. Let's hear from Alex Sagal.
Obviously, being inducted into Hall of Fame is incredibly special and meaningful. I felt a really deep sense of gratitude and excitement when Coach B called me, especially getting the news from him. Not just the recognition itself, but it brought back so many memories of the 4 years at Cal, and they were the best years that I could have asked for. To be remembered and honored alongside so many accomplished athletes and coaches, especially Lynn's, is something I'm gonna always be proud of. Coach B called me, and his first thing was always, Coach, Cal U, and I was like, California? That's awesome. And then obviously I realized it was Cal PA, but I knew of Coach B, I knew of Cal U. they've had so many Canadians in the past, and like when I was getting recruited, there were a ton there at the time. Natalie Wyman, Shelby Leah, Shelby Hyde, all those girls that I ended up playing with. I came, I did like a tour of everything. I stayed in the dorms, watched practices, and yeah, I mean, obviously Coach B and seeing the campus and the program he built was the reason I committed to there. We had the best group of girls. We worked hard, and we worked hard for each other. We knew how to pick each other up, and if like one person was having an off day, someone else would make up for it. We put in the work when we got there, and we never did it the easy way, as you said. We always kind of went down and then tried to come back up, which is challenging in itself because you're playing so many extra games, but it was worth it, and we fought hard. I don't think the season ended maybe the way we wanted it to, but I don't know that any of us would be upset about where we made it. Like Final Four in the nation, it was such a cool experience and something I'll always remember. My favorite part every year, every season was starting off with our Hell Week and just being with our teammates. We would have workouts and 2 practices a day, and we would go and home and like cook together, eat together, and it was like such a special moment. And then obviously our trips to Florida, those were some of the best because again, it's a lot of bonding and it's our first time out on the field together. But I would be silly to say my favorite memory wasn't Oklahoma. That was a special team and a special moment for sure. My family, all coaches and teammates that supported me like my whole life, the amazing teammates I played with over all 4 years, of course Coach B for bringing me to the program and being not only the best coach, but a mentor and someone to look up to. Last, certainly not least, is my mother. She made it possible for me to play the sport I love, and I wouldn't have been able to get to Cal without her. She was my biggest supporter. She would wake up at like 3 a.m. to drive to like our away games, our Cal games, our tournaments, and not only alone, she dragged my 2 not so little brothers anymore, who I also have to thank because they came to every game, every tournament, and they never missed a moment. So they were my rocks, and I'm grateful for all their continued love and support too.
We would now like to invite Hall of Fame inductee Alex Sagel forward to receive her award from Dr. Anderson. Alex, what was the experience like playing in Oklahoma City on the same field as the Women's College World Series?
It's honestly hard to put into words what that experience was like. Playing in the Women's College World Series is something that dreams are made of, and we got to play in Oklahoma City on that field. That was almost unbelievable. We grew up watching that field on TV, where the best in the game compete, and we were there. From the moment we got there, you could feel the excitement through all of us, and it kept us going the whole time, even though we didn't do things the easy way. That team was something special. They were the best group of girls, sorry. Looking back, it wasn't about the wins or how far we made it. It was about doing it with those girls and an incredible coach, and playing in the College World Series was something dreams are made of, unforgettable.
Our next inductee is Derek Yobi, men's soccer. Derek Yobi anchored the net for the Vulcans as a 4-year starting goalkeeper from 2007 to 2010. He earned all-conference honors multiple times and ranks among the program's all-time leaders in wins and goals against average. Yobi played a key role in leading California to the 2008 PSAC championships and earned tournament MVP honors. Let's hear from Derek Yobi.
I mean, that was a tremendous honor. I was, really excited. It's funny because I got the call while I was on vacation. And me and my dad were talking kind of the day before. And he was like, "Hey, have you talked to Lasky recently?" I said, "No, I haven't talked to him in a while. Usually, he'll call or text around holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, how's everything going, things like that." And I was just saying that, I haven't heard from him in a while. And then the next day we're on the beach and I get a missed call from Coach Lasky, and I was like, what could he be calling me for? Definitely a lot of great memories that I had there, maybe not pointing to any single one game or year, but, definitely that 2008 season was, pretty remarkable. Kind of going, into the season and, maybe not thinking that was our best team that we had, but just kind of, the team that we had in general just was kind of a close-knit group. And, we just, kind of made everything kind of work. And, we had so much fun together, both on and off the field. I definitely want to thank my parents for, getting me into sports and, providing me with the opportunities that they've had, over my childhood, and, driving me from game to game, place to place, what have you. I mean, I'm, one of, four of us. So I know, we've all were involved in sports. So I know, what the stress that had on my parents, both, financially and mentally, just getting us from place to place and sport to sport. And definitely my sister Lauren, my brothers Nick and Jason, I know it wasn't easy for them I was the oldest, and I know it wasn't easy for them to always, be dragged from, my sporting events to sporting events whenever they're doing, their own sports stuff too. But, they were also definitely my big supporters as well, coming to watch games. And then obviously, Coach Lasky giving me this opportunity, he was probably one of the most influential coaches that, I've ever came across, in my career. He was just, he's a character. I mean, I know, everybody who comes across him knows that, but, he was amazing. He was, anytime that, I needed to talk or someone needed to talk to him, he made himself available. And then obviously, the teammates that I had throughout college, and, every team that I played on, none of my accolades would have been possible without them. And then, my high school coaches, John Cantwell and Mark Ballora, they gave me the opportunity in high school to have the success that we did in high school and that I did in high school. Brian Retzloff, who had coached me at Beadling, he was extremely instrumental in helping me throughout that college recruiting process. Obviously, I met my wife after college, but to everything that she's done now for me and for my family and our family as a whole, I'm so grateful for her.
We now would like to invite Hall of Fame inductee Derek Yobi forward to receive his award. All right, Derek, as a goalkeeper, how important was it for the lines in front of you to play well?
Yes, I was thinking about this for a while, and it's kind of funny because, there's sayings in sports, especially for my position as a goalkeeper, you're either the hero or the GOAT, and I've definitely had my fair share of both, probably more of the latter than the former. But, with that being the former, that definitely wouldn't have been made possible by any of the teammates that were in front of me. That the teams that I've played on here at Cal were, truly special, and a lot of the guys that were in front of me have definitely made me being here today possible. So it, just like I said, extremely important, and I love those guys with all my heart, and thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Our next inductee is Alex Zanella Tuzico, women's cross country, track and field. Was a driving force behind the rise of California women's cross country and track and field programs. An NCAA All-American and 11-time PSAC champion, she excelled in mid-distance events while consistently performing at the highest level. Her development in cross country mirrored the program's growth, culminating in a regional championship and a national appearance. Let's hear from Alex Zanella Tuzico.
So I was expecting just to, catch up, like a hey, how are you kind of thing, which is normally what his phone calls are, which I always look forward to. But yeah, when he told me I was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, honestly, I just couldn't believe it. I was incredibly honored and just really, I was just kind of, shocked, humbled. And on the list was, state schools like Shippensburg and IUP and Lock Haven, and there was Cal U was written on the paper, and it had been crossed out. And I was like, Dad, why did you cross out Cal U? He's like, oh, you don't want to go there. Like, it's not, you don't want to go there. We'll go somewhere else. And I was so angry that he had crossed out the name before like consulting me. I was like, I want to go to Cal U. We would come in the week before classes start to have like a cross-country camp where it was just the cross-country team there. And one of my favorite things that we would do is we played the Amazing Race. So it was the boys team versus the girls team. And Coach Jay must have put so much work into all the different events. Like we had a puzzle, or we had to like count all of the parking lot spaces in the parking garage, or just like escape room kind of things, or athletic competitions between the boys team and the girls team as like team bonding exercises. Was just so fun. I owe this honor to so many people, that poured themselves into me, that allowed me to reach what I was able to help me reach the accomplishments that I was able to reach over my time at Cal. Those include, obviously, my parents, who from a young age taught me about accountability and responsibility and hard work, and really laid a foundation for all the success I found in my life so far. They are incredible parents, and I am absolutely so blessed. Not just my parents, but my whole family really rallies around me often, and I'm just so thankful for them. My brother and my grandmas and even aunts and uncles. Now I have a whole system of support even through my husband and his family. I'm incredibly blessed there. And I just want to thank so much Coach Caulfield and Coach Jay for all the opportunities that they gave me, for taking so much time to work on not just my athleticism, but me as a person. Bobby Sapezi is also a strength and conditioning coach there, did incredible work, able to gain a lot of knowledge from the things that he was able to teach me in that time. My teammates were just incredible and so influential, and I wish I could just scratch their name with mine on this Hall of Fame, because I just owe so much of it to them.
We would now like to invite Alex Zanella Tuzico forward to receive her award. part of the team's cross-country success in 2015 after your individual standout track and field performance the previous year?
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for this honor, and a special thank you to my family and my friends and everyone here supporting me. It really is an honor. Oh, goodness. Gaining individual success, succeeding as an individual is always fun, and you have a sense of pride. Whenever I first started running, I was in 7th grade, and I lost every single race I ever ran. Not even exaggeration, I lost every one. So to come from that to up here is, it blows my mind, I don't know how. But to be part of a team that finds success, I mean, I owe this to that team, not just the 2015 team. What makes the success of the 2015 team so special is that I was able to be on the team, in 2011 and 12 and 13, 14, whenever we weren't going to nationals. We weren't having the same kind of success, but the vision and the goal was so focused. There was an idea of excellence, a culture of excellence that was being built, a foundation of what it meant to be a Vulcan, which was we work hard at practice and we work hard, in our classes, and we work hard to build positive relationships and uplift one another. And so through that whole time at Cal, we built something that then finally in 2015, the team was able to find success. And even though the girls that I first started with in 2011, 2012 weren't able to kind of be there and run in that team with me in 2015, their fingerprints were just all over that team. And their legacy, carried the team to the accomplishments. And then even after I left, they continued to go to nationals. So it was really a special time in my life. So again, thank you so much. Excuse me.
Our next inductee is Ed Elford, football. A local product from Denora, Ed Elford became one of the most reliable and productive wide receivers in the PSAC during his career. A 3-year starter and team captain, he earned all conference honors while totaling nearly 2,000 receiving yards. As a senior, he ranked among the league's leaders in receptions and yards. Let's hear from Ed Elford.
I could tell you I received a phone call from Coach Petrucci, who was my coach during my tenure at California. And we keep in touch from time to time just to see how we're doing and how our families are doing. So I thought it was going to be a normal call whenever he did call. And then we talked, we chatted, and then he broke the news to me. And it surprised me because I'll be honest with you, I thought this would not happen. I had actually given up on it years ago due to the fact that I graduated, late 80s, that stopped playing ball, that I didn't think this day would come, but I was pleasantly surprised and honored. I distinctly remember receiving a phone call the same night that I received this news from Ohio State, and Coach Petrucci called me. And we had a very long conversation, and after we talked, we spoke, he really convinced me that California was the place for me, mainly since it was local. It would give my family, my friends an opportunity to come to home games, along with some of the road trips. 86 homecoming game, we actually hosted and played Millersville. And at that point in time, Millersville was ranked number 5 in the country. They had an excellent football team, very well coached with some great athletes. They came to our field, homecoming, and we upset them, ended up beating them 28-14. Had a really good game individually along with the rest of the team. We played really well, had over 100 yards receiving along with a couple touchdowns. That stands out as one of my favorite memories playing college football at California University with Brendan Fulmer and along with Sam Mannery. I tell you, great athlete, well deserving of being in the Hall of Fame, tremendous quarterbacks. My junior year, Brendan was my quarterback, and my senior year, Sam was my quarterback. So I had an opportunity, as you mentioned, to play with two excellent Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And I tell you, those guys had some strong arms, great athletic talent. It was a blessing and an honor to be the leading receiver for each of those guys my junior and senior year. Definitely big shout out to my mother. She was very instrumental, come from a single parent family, and she was both the mother and father. So thank you to her. All my teammates that I played with, we mentioned a few before. Had an opportunity to play with some really great guys, such as Perry Kent, Kenny Earl Adams, Terry O'Shea, Sam Mannery, just to name a few. And also special thanks to Coach Petrucci and his staff, Coach Colborn, all those guys. I would like to say that they each have been instrumental in my life to kind of shape and mold me to become a man I am today. Also, one other shout out to my high school coach as well, Bill Connor.
Hall of Fame inductee Ed Alford forward to receive his award from Dr. Anderson. All right, Ed, how did your experience playing football at California help shape your professional career, which has taken you to multiple parts of the country?
Okay, great question. First and foremost, I want to give thanks to our Lord and Savior, God Almighty. Without him, nothing is possible, and I firmly believe that. When I look back over my football career and also my career in business, the first thing that comes to mind is first and foremost is teamwork, right? Whenever you play in a team sport, it definitely takes more than one individual to be successful, regardless of what that sport is. And when you translate that into business, you also have teamwork to accomplish. So with teamwork comes teammates, individuals who are responsible to do a specific job. You do your job, such as in business, the chances of success will be that much more. So football, playing football, that translates into business. California playing for a team sport, it really helped develop me, first and foremost, the education that I received. Not only playing football, but I took my studies seriously. So I was a student athlete first and foremost. Walked away from California with 2 degrees, one with a bachelor's degree in management and also an MBA. With those degrees, thank you for that. So with those degrees, it helped me with my business career as far as growing and developing. Just thinking back at California, yes, I was nominated as the captain of the team, which inspires leadership, right? The same thing with leadership in business. Throughout my career, just helping, developing, mentoring, and mold and recruit folks. Do the same thing similarly to in business as far as leadership skills are concerned. Now I made my way up to an executive of a $2 billion a year company. We're a major player in the automotive industry in Detroit, Michigan. We supply General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, Toyota, and others. I have the opportunity to have our president and CEO here who's supporting me today, Bruce Smith, along with my family. I appreciate you guys for coming, traveling out of state. I love you for that. But at the very beginning, coming in at such a young age and learning, growing, and developing through football up until becoming an executive in business of a $2 billion company. And you can't do it without the support, hard work, and your teammates, and understand what the common goal is. If we just think for one moment, any time in our lives when we had a win, a win, whether it's sports related, family, you're proud, a very proud moment. That just makes you feel so good inside. So at the end of it, it's all about winning, being competitive and winning. And that's what football is all about. Coach is after winning. He wants to go to that PSH conference championship and then the national championship. And that's what we all want in life. We just want to win. And I appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
Our next inductee is Ed Denny. Ed Denny laid the foundation for California women's swimming as the program's first head coach. Over 18 seasons, he mentored numerous All-Americans and conference champions. His swimmers achieved success in both the conference and national levels, including NCAA titles and top 15 team finishes. Let's hear from Ed Denny.
Humbling in the sense that there have been so many great coaches at Cal U, and to think now that I'm on that list too is humbling. You know, the conference meets, the NCAA championships, and you know, getting to watch Melissa. Obviously, that's a highlight of any coach's career when you have a national champion. But at the same time, I just thought of this recently. I remember walking across the pool deck in San Antonio with Georgia Emmert, how disappointed she was that, you know, she was in the consolation heat. And I said, Georgia, you know, you just did something you've never done before in your entire life. And so it's the very much the highs and the lows. And, you know, at the conference meet, the first night, every time the medley relay went off first and they would do so well, I knew that we were going to have a good meet. The first recruiting class, second recruiting class, they, you know, as they started to do well, and then the local swimmers in the Pittsburgh area started to say, hey, there's a women's team down there. And they've done, you know, I remember this person, they swam really well at Cal U, and so maybe let's go check it out and see what it's like. Coach that I worked for a long, long time ago had said to me that the secret to coaching is you get the great athlete, you give them a pointer here and a pointer there, and then get the heck out of their way and try not to screw them up too much. To see while I was the coach at the time, that those three that are in the Hall of Fame now, Melissa and Clarissa and Esther, I just kind of viewed it. I gave a lot of suggestions and ideas and things for them to do, and it was those three and all the others that actually did the work that got them into the Hall of Fame. But it's always nice when you see a former athlete or athletes get recognized for the great performance that they did and for their achievements. Dr. Pucci, for giving me the opportunity to be the head coach of a program that's never existed before. Dr. Herpy for also giving me that opportunity and the support that I got. And obviously got to thank the women. As I said earlier, I've always viewed my role as a coach as just offering suggestions and ideas and things that I think would help them be absolutely as successful as possible. So without the women on the team for the 18 years I was there, without them, I'm just some guy who's standing on a pool deck.
We would now like to invite Ed Denny forward to receive his award. Coach, which strategies did you implement to help the program maintain its standard of success at the conference and national levels?
Before I answer it, I'd just like to thank my partner Mary, my sister Leslie, my brother-in-law Mac for being here. And I also would like to recognize a truly trailblazing member of the very first women's team here ever, Rachel Sapisi, who's down here. To join something that's never existed before can be quite the challenge. And Rachel was one of the ones who got things started. So a lot goes to her. Local athlete chose to come to Cal U. I need to add one thing to the whole coaching strategy. Again, a coach that I worked for a long time ago had said, again, the key to coaching success is you get the good athlete, the ones that make you look like you know what you're doing. And that was definitely the case with all the women in the 18 years I coached here. That was the first strategy. You got to get the good athlete, get them here, and then, as I said, hopefully whatever I was and the assistants that I had were able to tell them, point out to them and help them with, then they develop from there. The second part is give a shout out to the admissions office, guys like Paul and Barry and the rest of those in the admissions office. We get the recruit here, turn them over to the admissions office, and then they seal the deal on getting them here with regards to what Cal U can offer academically. So that's a huge part of the strategy as well. And then the final part was, I guess we always were. We looked at what the truly great teams, the Division I teams, Division II, Division III, what they were doing, and the good ideas that they would have, and figure out how do we implement that with the athletes that we have. Because if they're that successful at that level, they're doing something that all of us could be doing to be just as successful. So we kind of did, that's how we developed the program each year, and what we may have done one year coaching wasn't a guarantee that we were going to do the same thing the next year. So always trying to keep things fresh. In closing, I would like to say that I am truly honored to be part of a group that includes such legendary coaches. Right here is Dennis Lasky, a couple that are going to be in at the very first opportunity that is available to them, like Coach Bertinoli, if and when Dan ever retires. So to be included in that group that is already has Dennis in it, and some of the other coaches that are going to be there real soon, is just, again, as I said, truly humbling. There have been great coaches at Cal U, and to think that now I'm part of that group is a wonderful feeling. So thank you.
Our next inductee is Michael DiMichela, Distinguished Service Award. Michael DiMichela has been a constant presence in California football for decades, embodying the spirit of the program. A former player and dedicated supporter, he helped organize and sustain the alumni versus varsity game for over 2 decades. His commitment to maintaining connections between generations of players has left a lasting impact. DiMichela's passion for the program is reflected in the traditions he helped build and preserve. His legacy is one of service, loyalty, and enduring pride in California football. Let's hear from Michael DiMichela.
The varsity versus alumni game started in '79. One of the coaches originated it, and it was a chic thing to do back in the mid and late '70s. And we all participated. A lot of us were graduated seniors a year, 2, 3 years apart. So we all came back and we attended it. A friend of mine, Pete Galamus, and I said, "Hey, we can't let this die. This is too good. This is too good." So we picked it up. And we decided to have a smoker the night before. In the 27 years, over 1,000 football alumni attended our smokers, our games, functions at the pavilions and stuff like that. That is a conservative estimate, over 1,000 guys. And again, their love for the institution, their college days, and their fellow football alumni is what brings them back. Hugh McGinn, high school graphics coach, taught me all about graphics and helped me grind it out. Larry Kunzelman. Larry Kunzelman was my offensive line and tight end coach at Chartiers Valley. And Larry Kunzelman was the man that made me the football player I was. Elmo Natale. Elmo Natale for absolutely teaching me what strength and compassion were. Ron Forsyth, English prof here, for teaching me how to read, to learn, and to study. All those things, because if you didn't do that in his class, you didn't make it. Dave Rooster Fleming, my coach on the Pittsburgh Colts, who taught me more about offense, passing, pass reception, and in general, just on field, how to maneuver and manipulate the defense. He taught me more in 4 years than I learned in the previous 15. Jeff Kerr, my best friend, for being my best friend and for being my best man in both my weddings. John Bartolotta for being Bart. Pete Galanis is one of my best friends, and Pete, in 50 years, for being the wise friend that I had. My father graduated from California University of Pennsylvania in 1941 with a degree in biology and industrial arts. After that, he went to World War II. He was in the Battle of the Bulge. He was a decorated war vet, and he then went to West Allegheny, became a teacher, a coach, a principal, an athletic director, and a mentor to tens of thousands of kids at West Allegheny for over 50 years. After 32 years of them naming the athletic stadium after my father, they inducted him in the West Allegheny Athletic Hall of Fame after 32 years. Finally, and Dad, I know how you feel.
Okay, your question. What do you attribute your continued commitment to giving back to the football program at California after your playing career?
2 minutes and 59 seconds. Is this on? Devotion, commitment, and heart must be recognized and respected. My name is Michael, and I am an alcoholic. Wrong meeting. Good morning, fellow inductees. Did you just get that? Good morning, fellow inductees, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael D. McKellar. Before I answer my question, I would like to take a minute to thank all those that helped me into the California University of Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame Selection Committee, Karen Herpy, for her patience with me, Jen Segata for her years of trying to get me into no avail, Terry O'Shea for my weekly haranguing and communications with him, and Bruce Wald for his decades of support for me. Secondly, yes, I absolutely belong here. My continued commitment to giving back to this California football program and its alumni originated from the installation of dedication and total commitment to goals and achievements. This indoctrination came mainly from my father, Joe P. D. McKellar. It was class of 42 anyway, who said, if you're going to do something, do it 100% or don't do it at all. This dedication was revealed to me for over 50 years in my father's unwavering and total commitment to the people, sports, and especially the students and kids of West Allegheny School District. This dedication was acknowledged in 1993 when the West Allegheny School District named the athletic stadium the Joe P. D. McKellar Athletic Stadium. This dedication was again recognized in 2026 when my father was posthumously inducted into the West Allegheny Athletic Hall of Fame 33 years later. My continued commitment to giving back to the football program and its alumni is a testament to the bonds, camaraderie, and lifelong friendships that have been created and nurtured from the moment I stepped onto this campus in 1972. The combination of Cal State, my coaches, football, my professors, and the friends that I made made me strive to ensure that this love for this institution and its football program would last as long as I live. Thank you.
Before presenting the Michael Duda Award, we would like to recognize our former Hall of Fame inductees in attendance today with a round of applause, or if you could stand up, wave your hands. We have a number of former Hall of Fame inductees that are here: Pete Galmus, Perry Kemp, Brendan Fulmer, Ellen Natali, Bruce Wald, Tom Hartley, Dennis Lasky, Greg Zigray. And if I missed anyone, I apologize, but we certainly thank you for coming back and supporting us and being here today. I wouldn't be an athletic director if I didn't stand here and at least take a moment to briefly recognize the great work of our current Vulcan student athletes and coaches. Our president has 3 goals for athletics: winning in the classroom, on the field, and in life. In the classroom this past fall, our athletic department as a whole had a cumulative grade point average of 3.209, with 55 student athletes achieving a 4.0 GPA for the semester. On the field, football coach Dunn led us to the NCAA second round of the NCAA tournament. This winter, men's basketball captured the PSAC championships. Coach Caulfield led our track and field athletes, Alice Etienne, to capture the PSAC championships in the long jump and triple jump, and she earned 2-time All-American honors in the national championships in those same events. Lorena Manser won the PSAC championship in the 60-meter and 200-meter dash and advanced to the NCAA national championships and received second-team All-American actually in the long jump. This spring, we are set to make championship runs in softball, baseball, track and field, golf, and in addition, our newest sport, women's flag football, ranks 10th in the nation in power rankings for the National Collegiate Flag Football League. In the third category of life, our student athletes have logged over 1,100 hours of community service work so far this year. We are excelling in all areas and building the next group of Hall of Fame athletes and coaches. And I wanted to take this moment to personally thank all of you who I've seen at our competitions for your continued support of our programs. The Michael Duda Award is presented to a member of the university family for outstanding success in the field of athletics. Named in honor of Michael Duda, an educator who had an avid interest in athletics and served as president of California State Teachers College from 1956 until his death in 1968. Bill Cleary built one of the most successful programs in WPIAL history during his 34 seasons as head coach at Sarah Catholic. With over 650 career wins, his teams consistently competed at the highest level, capturing multiple section, district, and state championships. His leadership extended beyond coaching as he also served as a longtime athletic director and educator. Cleary's impact on student athletes and the broader athletic community spans decades. Let's hear from Bill Cleary.
I was really overwhelmed and humbled. I mean, thrilled after all these years since I've been at California University, to be recognized it was really humbling, and I was so deeply honored. I was actually recruited as a basketball player, and you were on campus, you met various people, you visited various buildings, and it just seemed right for me. You know, it was the right size. It seemed close enough to home, yet far enough away from home where I could still have the college experience, but also be able to get home when I need to. At Sarah Catholic, I coached, I revised baseball on the campus, and it's a very successful baseball program at Sarah. But it stopped in existence in 1972. I organized it and brought it back with the school administration in, I believe, 1985. and it's a very successful program also. But the favorite memories of Coach at Sarah would be in basketball. I always remember, and they will always be special to me, the first WPL championship in 1992. Those kids were special, and it was a great team, and we had a great experience. My time at California was extremely important in the formation years of my life. I arrived as a very immature 17-year-old. I didn't turn 18 until 1 month in my freshman year. I was rudderless. I didn't know where I was heading or anything, but I was playing basketball, and I was taking some liberal arts classes. I haven't declared a major, but I would have to say that the professors at California were great role models for me in my years as a teacher. They were very welcoming. They were concerned about us as students as well. We weren't just a number. You know, we had meetings with professors, but I would have to say that Mitch Bailey was very important to me. Mitch was tough, but I needed tough. I learned organizational skills. I learned how to pay attention to detail. He was a hard worker. I'd like to think that I modeled myself as a coach after Mitch. I'd like to thank all the people at California University, especially Mrs. Connolly, Dale Hamer, and anybody else that was involved in me getting the Duda Award. I also like to thank California for forming me into hopefully the professional that I was, and just my brother for being such a great influence to me, athletic director, also, or as an athlete, and also the people like Tim O'Malley at the WPIL, Brad Cashman at the PIAA, and all my former teammates, Mitch Bailey, the coach, and all the friends that I made at California and all the contacts that I have made in all my walks of life. It's been a great career, and like I said, it was something that I worked 42 years as a teacher, and I never ever worked a day in my life.
We would now like to call Bill Cleary up to receive his award. All right, Bill, how were you able to maintain such a high level of consistency with your teams over decades of coaching at Sarah Catholic?
Thank you. Thank you for everybody for being here today and for bestowing this wonderful award on me. Before I answer the question, I'm going to share a little story. In one of the Western Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame, my sponsor was Dale Hamer. And I said to Dale, hey, I spent most of my college career, those of you that went to school with me, in Hamer Hall. I said everything revolved around Hamer Hall. So I guess it meant a little something to him, but it was just a little tie into California with Dale and myself. At Sarah Catholic was the perfect place for me. It's warm, it's welcoming. We take care of the students, we take care of the athletes and everything else. We have a community of parents, faculty, administration that also work for the same goal at the end. The things that we had with the consistency of our program in women's basketball at Sarah, it's more than just a one-man job. I had much support, a supportive administration. Those of you that coach, I have a supportive wife, Maureen, who had to make a lot of sacrifices over these years because you're out of the house an awful lot, scouting, coaching, practice, preparing, watching film, et cetera, et cetera. I had a lot of great assistant coaches with me that were very dedicated, very knowledgeable. Also, I had the opportunity to coach a few years with my son. He didn't go into the coaching and teaching career. He's a registered nurse now, but those were great years coaching with him as well. But lastly, though, with this, you have to have great committed kids. Student athletes that are looking at the same level that you are. I said from the beginning, which I learned from Mitch, that you have to have expectations and certain standards. And you have to adhere to these each and every day. You can't waver from it. If you waver from it, you'll get caught and you'll lose a little bit of the control or whatever that you need to have in order to be successful. So we set these standards and these expectations, and the players that I had the honor of coaching over the years, they all adhered to it, and they achieved success. This past basketball season, we had a 20-year anniversary of our state championship team. So all the girls came back with their husbands, with their children, and I just went, wow. I said, I guess that makes me a grand coach now or something. So, and I let them go out there and shooting around and everything else. So it was wonderful to watch what they've achieved at their life as well, because that's what it's all about. So once again, I want to thank you for this wonderful award. I'm very thrilled, honored, and flattered. And it was great to be back at my alma mater, California University, class of 1975. Thank you.
All right, so we'd like to give one more round of applause for our Hall of Fame class of 2026 and our Michael Duda Award recipient. The Hall of Fame has been active since its inaugural class in 1995, and we are proud to welcome our newest inductees today. If you would like to nominate someone for the Hall of Fame, please submit nominations online at calvulcans.com. The videos of all of our honorees will be shared on the Cal Vulcans YouTube page in the coming day. We are grateful to have had the opportunity to share this day with you and to celebrate the accomplishments of those that were here as student athletes, coaches, and colleagues. Our honorees have excelled and have paved the way for those that will follow in years to come. They have shown the excellence of what being the best of the best means, and the passion within each of their speeches reminds us of the impact that their sport, this university, and those that surround them had on their journey to today. As we close out the event, we invite you to walk through campus, the Natali Student Center, Hamer Hall, the weight room, and even your old practice fields or offices. Most of all, we invite you to take pictures, look at our Hall of Fame Wall of Fame, and the Michael Duda Wall in the lobby and corridor of the Convocation Center here, our All-American plaques, and visit our Champions Corner recognizing team accomplishments. We welcome all of those visiting today to feel free to use a Vulcan backdrop, which is back in the room, in the lobby for pictures with family and friends. There are several events happening today. It is softball senior day with game time set at noon and 2. Baseball is playing a home game versus Seton Hill at EQT Park in Washington beginning at noon as well. For the inductees, the boxes for your awards are behind me on the table. We invite you to take the centerpieces with you, so please take those with you as well. We thank you for joining us today and invite you back in the future to athletic events and to our campus. This concludes our Athletic Hall of Fame celebration. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful day here at the university.